Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. I'm going to talk about one situation where we could actually get a drop to 20,000 or lower 20,000s. And no, it's not going to be because of TA. The indicators honestly haven't been all that great. We're still like higher right now than where we were about 2 weeks ago on June 8th. So, overall, yes, the Death Cross scare this weekend has made it go down some, but I doubt we'll go anywhere near like lower 20,000s as a lot of the TA people have actually been predicting. But I do think there is one event a little bit farther off that could actually get us down to 20,000. And it actually has a lot to do with the hash rate. Now, Bitcoin's price for some reason has always correlated with the hash rate. I guess it has to do with like, how much it costs to mine Bitcoin and security and stuff. And it actually has to do with China kicking out all the hash miners. So it doesn't really have much to do with the TA predictions. And it's a little bit more longer term. So probably in like a month or two that it could possibly happen. Now, in a month or two, we could be going up and liquidating the longs, and this may not matter. But if the hash rate dramatically decreases, at least temporarily, it could actually have a negative impact that could actually translate into like a big price drop in a couple of months. Because all that hash rate can't be replaced immediately. Yes, I know companies are actually moving to other countries, but you have to remember China does have a huge amount of the hash rate, especially like, in provinces like Inner Mongolia, which are actually shutting down, and they are realistically kicking out all the Bitcoin miners, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at. Now, long term, I actually think this is positive, but short term, it could be pretty devastating if all of a sudden 40 to 50% of the hash rate gets shut down and has to move elsewhere. Now, some facilities are being set up in places like Texas and other countries, but a lot of it actually is moving to the United States, I bet. So the thing is, temporarily, it could actually be bad for crypto because of the hash rate decrease. And when we see a massive hash rate decrease, we often see a massive price drop. But in the long term, it means Bitcoin won't be a Chinese coin anymore. At least like the Bitcoin haters can't really say that anymore. Yeah, it'll still be energy efficient. I'll give you that. But it won't be a Chinese coin anymore. It will be a Texas coin. And I think like a lot of investors would rather it be a Texas coin than a Chinese coin. Now, that actually might get China to clamp down even harder on Bitcoin. The reason being like, they don't want something that's controlled by the United States instead of like mostly with them. They never really controlled Bitcoin anyways because it's kind of like decentralized in distribution, but they did control the hash power. But they really don't want the hash power all to be in Texas and like a lot of Chinese people using it. But that really doesn't make that much of a difference because China doesn't allow exchanges on its mainland, and I don't think it's anywhere close to doing that anyways, especially with their CBDC actually coming out. But that's why I think it's actually good long term. It actually gives the hash rate to the United States. Now, I don't really know how most people feel about the U.S. government possibly controlling it rather than the Chinese government. I don't think they can just send the feds in or send their like troopers in to actually shut it down whenever they want. It's a lot harder in the U.S. than it is actually in China. So it could be more decentralized and more stable, I suppose. So that is something that I'm actually looking forward to for a lot of that to be in like Texas, Wyoming, as well as in sporadic other countries. And I don't think it'll be as centralized as it is right now in one country. So that's why I think there might be like a short-term price drop because of China kicking the miners out, and there might actually be a hash rate drop. But long term, it's actually good. Now, how low it'll drop, I'm not really sure. Like I said, if we're actually like going up by that time, I think this like the Sichuan wet season, I think it concludes in like August or something, maybe September. I forget when that actually is. At that time, when they kick a lot of those guys out of China, um, I'm sure like the companies will have set up facilities in places like Texas, but they can't transfer all at once. So if you see a 30, 40% drop in hash rate at that time, that might actually spell some trouble for the price at that time. But I think that is easily recoverable within a few weeks. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.